We have some more big Xbox news to go over today, from the release of new hardware with an Xbox partnership to some layoffs that look like are coming to the Xbox division next week. They're allowing another Halo project to go ahead. Halo Studios has given the okay. We also have information here on a brand new RTX series GPU, the 5050 card that is going to be the low end card if you're trying to get into the 50 series. PlayStation is being sued, and we have confirmation on the Painkiller Remake when that game will be coming out. So we will get into all of that. But before we do, if you are new here, as I see many of you are, if you enjoy daily gaming news, keeping you up to date on everything happening in the gaming world, make sure to hit the subscribe, share, like, all of that stuff helps get the channel out there, helps get more people to see it. But for now, let's jump into it. So it's been a string of good news here for Xbox. I would say 2025 overall has been very positive on the Xbox news side of things. A lot of things that they are doing with Xbox Game Pass, expanding the ecosystem out for gamers, I think is all good stuff. And we just got the major Xbox updates yesterday that is coming to insiders as of right now, that is going to officially be putting Steam integration into the Xbox PC app, which is the beginning before I believe that they do expand this out to consoles and to everything else, where you're going to have just a massive ecosystem that you're going to be able to access and play on Xbox going forward into the next generation, from the handhelds to the consoles, getting your Steam library, getting your Xbox library, as well as other launchers. And to me, that's extremely exciting. I can't wait for that. And I hope that does end up coming fully to fruition by the time we get into the next generation. So it's been a string of very good news. And of course, following good news, there's generally something bad that does happen. And we got some pretty bad news here that hasn't officially been confirmed yet, but it looks like this is coming down the pipeline next week. And that is that there are going to be some major layoffs here at Xbox, as well as some restructuring in the company to get them closer to their plans of how they want to get going into the next generation of Xbox. It was put up by Jason Schreier and Bloomberg, as well as The Verge here, who is reporting on it, and Tom Warren saying that Microsoft's planning major Xbox layoffs next week, and they're also planning thousands of job cuts that will impact other parts of its business. So this is an entire Microsoft thing that is going to be happening more than likely next week, but Xbox is going to be sounding like, at least from this, greatly affected by these job cuts as well. They say here Microsoft is planning to cut jobs in the company's Xbox gaming business as early as next week, which was first reported in the Notepad earlier this month that Microsoft was planning Xbox layoffs, saying potentially by the end of the month. And Bloomberg says a round of major layoffs is due next week. So they continue on here. Tom Warren saying, I understand managers at Microsoft have been briefed about Xbox cuts and wider layoffs in other parts of Microsoft's businesses. And the upcoming cuts are also expected to hit Microsoft's sales organization just at the start of the new financial year. Now, that is very unfortunate, of course. I mean, that is, you never want to see people losing their jobs. And this isn't the first time that Microsoft and Xbox have made cuts. I believe in 2025, I think this may be the second one. This has also been happening across the entire industry, from many third-party publishers, many different developers at PlayStation. There's just been cuts for the last 2 years, year and a half or so in the gaming industry, and it really is not slowing down. So hopefully those people will be okay, and hopefully they'll be able to find jobs in other places. But the other very interesting thing here that I think brings up a lot more topics of discussion is this next part that is brought up in this article, saying that Microsoft is planning to restructure parts of its Xbox business as it looks ahead to its next generation of consoles. And one source says that Microsoft is restructuring Xbox distribution across Central Europe, resulting in some Xbox operations ceasing in some regions. So if that's the case, there is definitely some major changes coming here from the hardware side of the Xbox division. Now, this I don't think in any way means that they are stopping making Xbox hardware, because they've already confirmed that we are getting hardware going into the next generation. But I do believe this will lead to some changes in how they create this hardware, where the manufacturing processes are taking place, and what partners are there taking place with. One of the things we know going into next gen is that Xbox is going to be partnering with other companies out there that make hardware like Asus, probably like Lenovo, and many other companies like maybe even MSI and stuff. All of these companies, I think the Xbox will probably be trying to deal with in order to come up with different pieces of hardware that people will be able to play to get into the Xbox ecosystem. I also do believe they will be making their own first party device, and this first party device will be more of a premium device where you're going to be getting a top end or a higher end version of the Xbox console. That's just all my speculation and guessing on this topic, but I can kind of see it going that way. And then they'll have other products out there that gets you into the Xbox ecosystem, this unified user experience that they are creating, starting with the Xbox app on PC and everything, and then going to the ROG Xbox Ally. And you can go out there and maybe spend less money. It's going to be basically like buying a PC where you get to choose the power you want and the output you are expecting from it. So maybe because of that, they are thinking they do not need as much manufacturing processes and manufacturing areas and distribution areas of their own first party Xboxes around the world if they're predicting that these other pieces of hardware are going to sell far more. And that just kind of changes how they're going to be doing stuff here. So that is kind of what my thought process is with them seizing some operations in different regions. Also, in these regions, Xbox just probably doesn't sell nearly as well as they would have wanted it to. Xbox is primarily a North American console where it does do relatively well. So in other parts of Europe, it's PlayStation, it's Nintendo, and maybe they are also doing it because of that. I think the ABK acquisition plays a major role in everything that we are seeing here. They have to make the money back on that deal, and there are going to be cuts across the board. This isn't probably the last time that there are going to be cuts at Xbox as they do move forward here, going into the next gen with their new plans, expanding the ecosystem, trying to expand Game Pass, and of course, putting their games in as many places as possible. So it's unfortunate, but there's something interesting here that is happening. And I wonder if we're going to see and get more information on this in the near future. Of course, once we start seeing more about the plans that have been confirmed here about the next gen, with more hardware coming, with the integration of Steam and PC apps into Xbox, then we will see a lot of this, I think, unravel, and we'll have a better story, a better drawing as to what we can expect from Xbox going forward. One thing, as I've already talked about, that they're definitely doing is expanding to more partners. We talked about this last week, and the announcement has now officially happened. We have an Xbox VR headset here. They are teaming up here with MetaQuest to bring the MetaQuest 3S Xbox edition. It has been officially announced here. And what you get is the headset, the controllers, an Xbox controller, and Xbox Game Pass subscription, as well as some branding on here, some specific green line designed on it to differentiate it from the other MetaQuest 3Ss out there. The VR headset will be available right now, and it is going to be $400, 380 pounds. And they say it is in extremely limited quantities from Meta.com, Best Buy, Argos, and EE in the UK. And according to Microsoft, once they are gone, they are gone. Again, the bundle includes 128 gigabyte MetaQuest 3S in the Xbox Carbon Black and Velocity Green, matching the Touch Plus controllers, a limited edition Xbox wireless controller, an Elite strap, 3 months of Meta Horizon Plus, and 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So this thing is going to be limited. I have a feeling they're going to have two people trying to get this, and the majority of them is going to be in the first category, which will be collectors. You want to have a very limited piece of hardware that potentially will hold its value and go up in the future in 10, 20 years from now, when they're trying to gain money off of this by selling the Xbox edition that was rarely produced and not many people actually do have. Then of course there will be the people that want to get into VR and try out the VR games. But of course, having Game Pass Ultimate in VR now, this partnership makes complete sense. I've been seeing stuff online that places like Best Buy may only have 2 units of this. So if you do want to get this, you're going to have to be on the ball in terms of literally getting in there and picking one up the second that it is available. They say it's available now. I don't know how many people have been able to get one. I don't know if they're only available when you walk into the store or if they're going to be available online, but this is a thing here, the Meta Quest 3S Xbox Edition, which I think points even further to them expanding out, making more partnerships to bring more Xbox branded hardware to the market. Now, when it comes to Halo, we know the Halo Studios is the new 343, and they are going to be releasing a new Halo game next year, as next year is going to be an insane year for celebrating the Xbox anniversary with a new Forza, a new Gears, and a new Halo. But there is another Halo game in the works here that Halo Studios have actually given its thumbs up to, which I think is very cool that they're allowing this game to go forward, because sometimes you see studios and you see companies make the decision to shut down fan and passion projects around IPs, which I think is absolutely stupid, because these passion projects just bring more people to your properties and to your IPs and to the other games that you've created. It doesn't really take anything away from it, but they have given the thumbs up here to this Halo fan game, and it is Vampire Survivors with Master Chiefs. It's called Spartan Survivors. It is a fan game being developed by two people, Juan Guillo Gonzalez and Gaetan Desiro, under the banner of Bathrobe and Desiro Games. And it is essentially a riff on the extremely popular roguelike Vampire Survivors with Halo-themed coat of paint. So pretty cool. It's coming to Xbox and Steam and the mobile platform later this year. I will absolutely check this out. Vampire Survivors was a fun game. I love Halo. You give me both of those in one. This will be one that you can just spend time, lots of time probably going through and trying to get better scores and getting to the end of it. So cool stuff there. It's great to see that they didn't go ahead and try to shut this down, because they are using obviously the Master Chief and the Halo properties. When it comes to PC gaming, we got an announcement here, and officially unveiled the GeForce RTX 1550 desktop GPU starting at $250. That is going to be launching in mid-July. So obviously this is the lowest end RTX card that they are trying to put out there for selling tons of these to get people just into the 5050 or into the 50 series RTX cards if they can't afford the bigger ones that are out there. But here it is. It's the RTX 5050 with 2560 CUDA cores, 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory, and 130 watt TDP, and availability will be in the second half of July. 250 is, I mean, it's a price point that is almost an impulse buy, I think, for a lot of people who are trying to upgrade their PC GPU. But of course, we're going to have to wait and see, just, is this thing even worth it? Is it any good at all? Is it worth getting to the 50 series to pick up a 5050 card, rather than just save a bit more money and go higher end here with the RTX cards? It all depends on your budget and what you're kind of, I guess, trying to do with it. But they go on here to say, and just I guess in terms of the comparisons, the 1550 versus the 3050 is that there is 43% faster memory and 43% faster bandwidth. So that is the jump there. But it has the same 128-bit bus interface, same 130 watt TDP, same price. And then, of course, I would say the AI cores is probably something people are interested in, which will get you that here with the 5050 cards. So it'll be interesting to see some of the benchmarks and everything from the big YouTubers and stuff that do that stuff. I will definitely end up checking into it and seeing just what this card's all about. Is the price value there? Is this is a value card, and is the value there here for $250? PlayStation, they have been having some bad news recently as well. And there's another one here. They're actually being sued here in a class action lawsuit in the Netherlands over high prices of digital content. So people being locked to their stores, not having other options, prices being raised. They are now officially here being sued here. This is reported here by the Reset Era Forums. Stitching, Massagehad, and Consument, a Dutch non-profit consumer foundation representing large groups of consumers in class action lawsuits, confirmed yesterday on their official website that they have summoned Sony in a class action lawsuit on behalf of Dutch PlayStation players over the company exploiting its dominant position in the console market and denying potential app stores access to its gaming system. So the class action lawsuit is the culmination of the Fair PlayStation campaign launched back in February, which highlighted all the stuff with the PS5 generation and consumers being pushed towards the more digital only consoles where you're locked into PSN, having to pay their prices, which gives Sony full control over the prices. They were also being looked at because they were blocking other third-party stores from selling codes to be able to be used on PlayStation, which where at those stores you could get cheaper discounts on games and on other things that you can buy via PSN. All of that, I believe, was being looked into. And because games, they say here, and in-game content can only be purchased exclusively via the PlayStation Store, which is definitely something that is fully controlling, monopolizing the prices of the things that are through there because they have a dominant position in the console market in the Netherlands. So this is why this is happening here, and we will see what happens overall, if they can win this lawsuit, if this will change anything, or if this will just be something that Sony just goes through and then doesn't change how they operate with their PSN. So interesting stuff there. We'll see if this has any major effect on PlayStation going forward. Finally, Painkiller Remake. If you ever played this game, it is coming back as a remake. It is now officially set here to launch on October 9th. They came out here. Saber Interactive and Anchar Studios have announced the release date for this. And this is from the 2004 first-person shooter game from People Can Fly, which was a very cool game back in the day. And I'm actually pretty excited to see how this one does end up here with the remake itself. But it is coming October 9th to PC via Steam, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series X and S. And what's nice about this, it is only a $40 game. And you're not paying a full price one for this, which makes sense for a remake. It also includes the Iron Crusade skin pack, which features skins for all 4 playable characters, Ink, Void, Sol, and Rock, as well as skins for 6 weapons, the Electro Driver, Stake Gun, Shotgun, SMG, Hand Cannon, and the Rocket Launcher. So there it is. That is what you're going to be getting here with the $40 version. And then the deluxe edition is actually $50, and it comes with the pre-order skins that I just went over, plus 3 additional post-launch DLCs, each including 6 weapon skins and 4 character skins. So for $10 more, you're actually getting a good amount of content there. $50 if you want to get into the remake of Painkiller. But I will end the video there, guys. Let me know what you think about all of this stuff. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you.